Well, happy Monday. Monday rolls around every week. Sometimes those weeks seem like just a couple of days. We're glad that you have joined us today. My name is Philip Thomas, pastor of Journey here in Elgin, Texas. And this truly is a wonderful Monday. I hope that you're watching from the comfort of your living room because you have the day off. And I want to wish you a happy Memorial Day. And I hope that today that you do take some time to just say thank you and to reflect on the sacrifice of so many men and women throughout the history of this country that have given us the wonderful freedoms that we do have. You know, one of the things that we do here at Journey is the Friday before Memorial Day, we do a veteran and civil servant appreciation lunch, and we have it at the fire department. And we've been doing that for 5 years now. It's something that we really enjoy doing. And one of the reasons is we just want to remember that there are so many people who put their lives on the line for other people, and we just want to say thank you and show appreciation. One of the things that we want to happen with this Monday video edition is we want to engage in topics and subjects that bring a lot of negativity, and we want to hopefully change our perspective on them. And one of the things that we see lots of negativity around is natural disasters. And the reason that I'm thinking about this is because just over a week ago, there were some tornadoes that hit in Abilene, in San Angelo, I believe Ballinger. I'm very familiar with that part of the world. I grew up in that area. And in fact, my in-laws were in town, and my father-in-law lives in Abilene, and he's part of an organization called the Texas Baptist Men. And it was interesting because the tornado touched down in Abilene early in the morning. And by 8:30 in the morning, he was already getting a phone call talking about and asking him if he could come and help do some work with the Texas Baptist Men. They were going to go and clear up some debris and things like that left from the tornado, literally with just in a few hours of the tornado hitting. And I got to thinking about that, of how impressive that is. You know, and whenever we think of natural disasters, we think of a lot of fear, of anxiety. 24-hour news loves to talk about natural disasters leading up to it and in the aftermath. You know, we can't even get away from the negativity after a storm hits. We love to wallow in the negativity and depression that just encircles those events. We love to bring in politics. So depending on who's in the White House, the Republicans are really upset with the government response, or the Democrats are upset with the response. It really is disheartening. And on top of that, then we looked, well, who's to blame for this? You know, God is always the easy one to blame. We love to blame God for natural disasters. But then we love to say, well, was that a result of sin, or was that something that God did? We like to blame global warming. All of these things brings about so much negativity surrounding natural disasters. And I want to say just a couple of things about that to maybe start changing our perspective. One, natural disasters are going to happen. There's really no one to blame. Natural disasters were happening well before global warming, right? Read history and some of the effects and things like that from earthquakes and volcanoes and tornadoes. Those things happen. Right? It doesn't minimize the devastation. It doesn't minimize the hurt and the pain and the difficulty that people go through when they've lost all their property or loss of life. It doesn't minimize that. But those things do happen. But rather than looking at all the negative things surrounded, maybe we need to look at the response to these events. It really is quite incredible. I want to look at just one organization called the Texas Baptist Men. I'm familiar with them in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. This is something that the numbers of what they had done within 1 month of Hurricane Harvey hitting. They had prepared more than 1 million meals for Hurricane Harvey survivors, first responders, and emergency personnel. That's within 1 month. Also within 1 month, they had donated more than 150,000 volunteer hours, which FEMA estimated at a value of about $3.5 million in labor alone. They completed more than 1,000 mud out jobs, which is going into homes and stripping them of the sheetrock, all the carpet, everything, so getting all that out so the home doesn't ruin, so that people can come in and rebuild their home. Completed nearly 500 chainsaw jobs. That's going in, clearing out all the trees, debris, not just clearing it out, but setting it up so that it can be hauled off. They purified nearly 40,000 gallons of water, provided care for more than 900 children in shelters, supplied access to over 16,000 showers, and did nearly 10,000 loads of laundry. That's just one organization within a month of Hurricane Harvey happening. Those people came from all around the country. That's just a drop in the bucket to the amount of attention that was given by people to help all of those affected by Hurricane Harvey. There were numerous faith-based organizations. The Salvation Army just does unbelievable job in situations like this. There are things that aren't faith-based that do so much. And you know, so often whenever we see these natural disasters, we start saying, where is God? Why would God allow this? And my question would be, is why don't we look at the response and we can say, you know what? That shows God's heart. Because God understands whenever we go through things that we can't control, that we're going to be hurting, that we're going to need help. And when people go to and donate their time and energy, they are showing the heart of God to the people. And I encourage you, don't get caught up in all of the negativity that surrounds and looking who to blame, who are we going to be mad at after this hurricane season, right? Let's look at the men and women who are willing to go towards the storm to show the heart of God to people who are hurting and people who are suffering. That's the type of God, that's the God that we serve, is a God who cares and a God who equips the body of Christ to go into these difficult times and to start making a difference. That's where we should be putting our focus. I hope that you have a wonderful week and happy Memorial Day, and make sure that you say thank you for all of the freedoms that we have today, the freedom that reflects the heart of God as well. I hope that you have a wonderful week. See you next week.